Peace and blessings, everybody. Listen, I want to take a few minutes out of my crazy schedule today. I'm actually working on some stuff for our praise team, getting ready for choir practice this evening. And something was dropped in my spirit that I had to stop everything that I was doing to share with those of you who are single, or as I like to say, reserved, AKA unmarried. You know, I've been given a phenomenal assignment, one that I consider to be an honor and a privilege. And that assignment is to empower singles and explain marriage. That assignment excites me. It excites me because being a PK, I've seen quite a few missteps that have occurred in the church, as well as in our culture and our society as it relates to dealing with unmarried individuals, AKA singles, or as I like to say, reserved. You know, I want to label this little talk, and this is for everybody that's unmarried, everybody that's single. I want you to share this with any of your friends who fit in this category, because I've got a word of encouragement, but more than that, it's a word of insight. It's actually a word of absolute truth. And here's what I want to label this little chat that we're going to have. I'm allergic to the bull. Marriage is not required. That's what I want to name this. Let's call it that. I'm allergic to the bull, the B-U-L-L. Marriage is not required. Now you say, Pastor Troy, that's a risky title, sir. Well, you know, I'm one of those individuals who is extremely unorthodox when it comes to ministry, but extremely successful when it comes to helping people understand the word, the will, and the way of God. You know, one of the biggest lies that have ever been told, ever been sung, ever been preached, ever been portrayed in the movies is this: that you're nobody until some man or some woman loves you. Frank Sinatra even wrote a song with that same line, that you're nobody until somebody loves you. And I need to say categorically that is a lie straight from the pit of hell. Unfortunately, it is one of those lies that you can even hear in church. You can hear it from pastors and preachers and teachers and elders and ministers. You can hear it from lay people. You can hear it from even your relatives who simply don't know any better. I came to set the record straight from a biblical perspective, because I need you to understand something, that you are somebody, even if you don't have a man or a woman in your life as a significant individual, as a partner, as a husband, or as a wife. See, society has done a great job of making you feel that life without a significant other is incomplete. You can look at any TV commercial, listen to any song on the radio, watch any movie, and there's going to be some hint that suggests that if you're single, you're incomplete. If you're unmarried, there's something wrong with you. And if you're not married by a certain date or a certain stage or a certain age in life, that you're damaged goods. And I'm going to tell you this, guys, I'm allergic to the bull. Now, bull is an acronym that I'll explain in about 5 minutes, but I just need you to hear me say that because I want you to be allergic to the bull as well. I'm allergic to the bull. Here's why. Because marriage, I need you to hear this, and I know you don't hear this from married people a lot, you don't hear this from pastors a lot, and you probably don't hear this from the church a lot, but I hope you'll hear it more as we all go back to the Bible, that marriage is not required. What are you trying to tell me, Pastor Troy? The world will make you think that you're nobody till somebody loves you, somebody cuffs you, somebody wifes you, somebody, becomes your husband. And the lie is dangerous. The lie is dangerous, and the lie is toxic, because if you buy into the lie, if you believe the lie, then you will live your life as a prisoner. You'll live your life thinking you're less than, let's do it this way. You'll live your life feeling like a second-class citizen. And I'm going to tell you, that's a lie. But not only is it a lie, it's bull. Now, I better tell you what bull stands for before you swear I'm no preacher. Bull, and this is my own acronym, but I want you to borrow it, put it on a t-shirt. If you sell anything, give me 10% of all sales. Here's what bull stands for. I want the t-shirt to say this: I'm allergic to the bull, B-U-L-L. And here's what bull stands for: brutal untruths and limiting lies. Come on, Pastor Troy Wynn Sr. Can I say that again? I'm allergic to the bull. I'm allergic to the brutal untruths. And I'm allergic to the limiting lies. Every single person, every unmarried individual, every reserved person needs to be allergic to the bull. I want you to be allergic to the brutal untruths. I want you to be allergic to the limiting lies, the lies that tell you that you have to be married in order to be successful, the lies that tell you that you're a second-class citizen if you're single, the lies that tell you that you are nobody until somebody loves you. Bull. You hear me? It's all bull. And I can tell you it's bull because, number one, history proves that it's bull. Some of history's greatest achievers, greatest game changers, and greatest difference makers were unmarried and unbothered. And I need you to embrace that. I need you to hug that truth like a soft teddy bear, okay? They were unmarried and unbothered. But here's where it even gets better. Even the Bible substantiates that you don't have to be married in order to have joy, in order to have peace, in order to have success. Marriage is not required. And if you keep thinking marriage is required for these things, oftentimes you'll walk under this cloud that has you thinking you're incomplete. I came by to tell the truth about the lie. Now, let me be clear. Marriage is a blessing. There's no doubt about it. I'm for marriage. It's a blessing from God, especially when you understand marriage, and especially when you've got somebody who's willing to stand in marriage with you. Oh, marriage is a blessing. But let me be clear. Being unmarried isn't settling for second best. Being unmarried isn't God's garbage. Being unmarried is a blessing, just like marriage is a blessing, especially if you're committed to being your best right here, right now. Not later, not when, not if, but if you're committed to being your best and becoming your best, then let me tell you something. Your singleness, your unmarried status, it is supposed to be a blessing. It's supposed to be a blessing. Why? Because if you are a believer, then you have the ability to show the world what it looks like to be confident in Christ. You have the opportunity to show the world what it looks like to be unmarried and unbothered. And last but not least, you have the privilege of showing the world what it looks like to be allergic to the bull. Why? Because marriage is not required. I hope that this has been a blessing to you. I hope that if you're single, unmarried, or reserved, that you will embrace this truth, that you will begin to live your life to the fullest, making memories, live your life to the fullest, enjoying every day as if it was your last, and live your life to the fullest, living it in honor to the God who gives you life, the great Jehovah who loved you enough to remind you on this day or whenever you happen to come across this video that you can be unmarried and unbothered. You can be successful. You can be full of joy, full of peace. You can be a historical individual who makes a difference for everybody. Why? Because marriage is not required. Hey, this is Pastor Troy Wynn Sr., the senior pastor of the Freedom Church. I've been preaching and teaching this for at least 30 years now, and I will continue to preach it and teach it until I can't preach it and teach it anymore. If it's blessed you, I ask one favor of you. Share, 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 because somebody else may need to hear this today so that they can be encouraged and empowered. God bless.